Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. Where the agitation for Oduduwa Republic has become fiercer, it has become stronger, it has become something to look out for, and Omoyele Sowore has come to take a stand over the issue of Oduduwa Republic. Don't forget that he's a human rights activist, he's also a politician, a journalist by excellence, and he has been fighting generally for the good of all, asking for the benefit of the campaign promised by APC, and in a situation where he's not found, his voice is very loud, but now don't also forget that he's from the southwest, and the southwesterners are demanding, quite a lot of them, just like Biafra. Some are against, some are for, but they're demanding for their own nation, because they feel that they are being fully marginalized and they demand something better. One would have expected that at this stage he should make his stand. He has made his stand. But before we go into the newspaper and further analysis, we do like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, there was a false narrative before now, and he had to clear the air, then make his stand over this matter. Well, this false narrative, he said this might just be a tactic to demoralize people who are gearing towards revolution now, global mass action slated for October 1st, 2020. To be clear, I doubt that Mayokun was in on this plot. Mayokun is one of the known guys who have been talking about the issue of Oduduwa. I doubt it. He said, I just want the general public to know that our goals are even beyond Nigeria. I want to see a united Africa in my lifetime, if possible, or at least let our ideas and sacrifices propel future revolutionaries to achieve that lofty goal. Let me share some of my experiences with compatriots. When I was arrested in Lagos from my hotel room on August 3rd, 2019, the people who came to arrest me were mostly Yoruba guns within the DSS. The fellow, a senior officer who first forcefully snatched my phone, who made me sleep on wet floor at Shengisha, was a Yoruba man. The fellow who gladly escorted me to Abuja, smiling happily all the way, and ordered omelette and fried yam on a small jet that took us, was actually a Yoruba man. My two jailers who made sure I would not talk to my wife and kids on the phone were Yoruba persons. The legal officer at the DSS headquarters in Abuja, who drafted the false charges against me, was a Yoruba man. Without a revolution in Nigeria, an Oduduwa nation will be worse than the present day Nigeria. This is deep, very deep, and this doesn't just end in Oduduwa. It cuts across even Biafra. Let's continue. Let's hear what he's still saying. He says, since I got released, I have it on authority that is in Yoruba state, that's Osun, Oyo, Lagos, the young people who participated in revolution now protested since 2019 are still under malicious trial by Yoruba magistrates. Nowhere else in Nigeria as of today is anyone else still under trial. Even the young men arrested for pasting in poster in 2018 are still on trial in Lagos. It was also in the Oduduwa state that our members were arrested in August 5, 2020 and detained unlawfully for partaking in peaceful protest. Revolution, no going back. Now, you've heard what he said. In a nutshell, he's saying, look, whether we ask for, I'm trying to now wrap what he said, but that has been, I want to be objective here, guys. My Igbo brothers, my Oduduwa brothers, Ejon Tori Olorun and Ibinisumi, Unagi Were Sumi Webikun. I want to just say this very quickly. What Omoyele Sowore said is nothing but the truth. In every section, in every region, they had, let's be practical, politically. Those who are against agitation for Biafra are majorly the political elite. And they will do everything for it not to even come to pass, majorly. Now he has said this. Now, if you are drafting in, I'm looking at both regions now. If you're drafting in, okay, you want to say, okay, let's secede. I'm being practical. We'll still go back to the solutions. Let's secede. Okay, Biafra, go your way. Oduduwa, go your way. Nigeria, everybody, go your way. It is the same corrupt leaders that's going to still, because already they have been positioned already. They have the followers. Technically, they have the monies. They have what it takes. They have also crafted corruption in their system. So by the time the Biafra Oduduwa comes in, they are already positioned to take leadership positions. And if they don't even take leadership position, as you take that leadership position, they'll bring their boys to keep clambering you down until they frustrate you and they take the position. The corruption is already deep. Take, for instance, the bad roads in Southeast. Is it the present dispensation, that's the President Muhammad Buhari, is it the one that is not making the bad road? Is it the one creating the bad road? Of course not. Are there allocation monies for states given? Yes. Are there security votes given? Yes. Why are there insecurity in the state? Is it him that will still come down there and give you security? No. Is it still Muhammad Buhari that will still come down there and repair your state roads? No. Your senators have been put on seat and they've been given constituency project money. What have they done with the project money? Have anybody brought them into accountability? No. We keep shouting, let's secede. I understand the fact that there's security issues in Nigeria and the lopsided appointment being given makes every tribe or ethnicity in Nigeria get uncomfortable and hence want to agitate and seek for their own secession and seek for their own country. It's understandable to a great extent. But what he's trying to say is demand for eradication of corruption, because the truth is, if you secede, it's going to be a miniature, it's going to be a micro, or rather, if you say micro, that's maybe making it small. It's going to be a major similitude of what is happening in Nigeria. It's going to display itself again in Oduduwa and in Biafra, simply because the corruption has not been eradicated. It needs to be corrected. Okay, for I understand where Omoyele Sowore is coming from. For there to be good governance in these nations, okay, if you say, okay, some persons will argue with me, I understand. Some of us will say, let's secede first. When we secede first, we'll take care of our leaders. Have you been able to take care of your leaders as at now? Have you been able, in this major, where we are in one country, have you been able to call your leaders to accountability? The bad roads, the constituency money they've not been able to, all the constituencies that the promises, lofty promises, have they been able to fulfill one in 4 years? Have you brought them to book? Have you also championed the cause that corruption within the political elite should be either be put into law, where it's become either death by hanging or 100 years imprisonment for every corrupt allegation or corrupt accomplice, being an accomplice or being under corruption, if found guilty, should be put under either pay heavy fines will be too small for them because they've already looted enough. Probably death by hanging or 100 years imprisonment. Have we been able to push that bill? Have you been able to force them to propose it in the House? Of course, we can't even hold our own leaders to accountable. How much more going into it's going to be a bigger picture. Except you're saying that once Biafra is seceded, Biafra is successful, and Oduduwa nation is successful, then you're looking at a particular person that will come and rule. Are we looking at empire kind of rulership? If you're looking at that, then that means there's going to be war within the city, war within the newly created country, because some fractions will say, no way, this is I'm also a part of this state. I'm a son of the soil. I deserve this leadership. Before you know, within even the small newly created country, they will start becoming having fracas, cracks in between. Then you begin to hear things like, oh, Oyo want to secede, or you will hear things like, Anambra want to secede. Anambra should be higher than other Igbos and all that. At the end of the day, the same circle continues. Like he rightly said, you need to trash it out from the roots. I know plenty of persons will say, let's secede first. Either which way, I do not fault him. He has not denied Oduduwa, but he's only saying, even if you ask for Oduduwa, the truth is the bad eggs are still within the rank and file of the political elite. And the bad eggs are also within and around us. Same thing with Biafra. We keep saying, no, let's see. I'm not against it. But are you prepared? Because this time around, when you come into your own now with the same ideology, what plans have you kept? Are there laws you've kept ready to deal with corruption and corrupt leaders, as the case may be? It's a bit easier right now to, in one voice, if everybody in one voice demand that corruption be wiped out, keep pushing them. Look at what happened in the issue of a water bill. Now it has been expunged, at least for the now, simply because the constituency people demanded that from their senators. Each constituency kept on shouting, screaming. Certain senators kept on shouting, screaming, look, if you allow this bill to pass, just remain there in their house, don't come home. And they understood. And they also understood the fact that after 4 years, you will come back home. And whatever it is you've allowed to pass to law, it will also affect you and your generation and generations unborn. And that's the same thing we should be demanding. Demanding that all leaders, regardless of the region, but the question is, we have been divided into ethnic lines and religious lines, such that we can't seem to come in one voice. And that's what Sowore is trying to, in the picture he's trying to paint. So he's not denying Oduduwa per se. He's only saying corruption needs to be dealt with first, as he gave a scenario of his life, of what happened during his during the revolution now 2019 saga, how his own kinsmen, his own brethren, his own brothers were the ones sent to do all the necessary editing. That's what we're going to wrap it up. What's your take? Do you believe or do you agree in totality of what Sowore is saying about the fact that for secession to be successful, there need to be corruption being trashed out totally? Or do you think that let's first of all secede?